Hi, my name is Alex. Welcome to my channel, The Beliefs Bazaar. I want to take a couple minutes to talk about what I want to do with this channel and kind of my general angle, if you will, about the discussions that I plan to have on here. And that is to say, the name of the channel is The Beliefs Bazaar, and if you're familiar with the term bizarre, it's not in the context of like odd or strange. It's the bizarre as a reference to like a marketplace. And specifically, I suppose this is a reference to the idea of there being a marketplace of ideas, and of course, anyone has the ability to adopt or entertain any thought or idea that appeals to them. For me, it's about compatibility, and are you trying to create a community where there's more prosperity for everyone, or are you trying to exclude specific people because your beliefs dictate that they are not part of your community or group, or they don't belong, or maybe they're not going to be saved, or they're going to go to hell, or whatever it is. um the term polarization gets thrown around a lot when talking about discourse in the United States, especially, and how polarized we are. And to me, that translates to compatibility. We're incompatible with people that have such differing views, or especially some of the views that people have actually include that there's a group that is actually against you or trying to undermine your prosperity or whatever. And the concern for me is that whether or not the belief itself creates this you know the enemies and friends kind of mentality, or whether it's just a belief that's so immovable that you would rather, or that belief can be used to manipulate you into acting a certain way, because doing that seems less of a thing than contemplating whether or not your ideas or your beliefs are wrong. And that's not necessarily like a choice people make. That's a kind of inherent quality to our mental space, or how our brains work, I guess, if you will. All our thoughts and ideas and beliefs and memories and all these things are actually like physical neural pathways within our brain. And that's why sometimes it's so hard to change your ideas or beliefs, if you're not limber, if you will, or the neuroplasticity, as they call it, is the means by which we're able to kind of change how we think and how we believe things. And so if you're really stuck on a specific dogmatic idea, or I'll use religion because it's everyone knows what religion is. If you're very stuck on this religion, and that says dictates that you're incompatible with this other group, or your pastor or someone that you trust in within that community says, actually no, those people are against us, they want everything that you care about to burn, and this or that, like, are you going to believe that everyone in your group, including this person, is wrong, or are you going to say like, oh, actually maybe those people are against us? The latter is a lot easier, and it takes a lot of effort, and sometimes painful effort. Honestly, it can kind of actually physically hurt to think about things that are so contrary to how you've lived, or your whole community and stuff has been your entire life. That can be traumatic. So I don't expect everyone to do that, right? I definitely was of the mindset that we just need to deconstruct everyone's ideology or religion such that they're a secular humanist, or whatever. And I don't necessarily think that that's a good approach to this problem, because that is a huge task. And in many cases, I think an impossible one. So for me, the focus has to be about compatibility. And are your beliefs like creating or diminishing your compatibility with others? That's kind of what it is about. That's what this channel is going to be about. That's going to be my primary focus. And while I'll probably be making the odd debunking video for things I think are silly, or, maybe delving deeper into specific beliefs, I eventually want to start kind of doing a reaction thing, or not a reaction rather, but a interaction thing with people that watch my content, where I'll send out like a questionnaire that, kind of interrogates the belief system of each person, and then ultimately questions whether or not that belief system creates any kind of incompatibility with any other group just on the basis of their beliefs. Now, that's not to say that, people can be bad, and that transcends ideology. So I'm not saying that, behavior that people do should be, or I don't think that we can dismiss behavior from people, but rather we should definitely try to, investigate what causes the conflict between groups. And if it's not just someone doing something that clearly is offensive to anyone who is exposed to that, a lot of times I'm seeing right now, especially, a lot of people say like, oh, well, they're the type of people that such and such, or, they can't be trusted because they believe this thing or that. Even if you don't really acknowledge that you yourself have a dogmatic ideology, it's clear to everyone that there are problems with what people believe about other people right now. And that's really kind of, like I said, that's the whole vibe of this channel, is compatibility, and to not, be so quick to judge based on just what we think about people because they are of a certain group or might believe a certain thing. Yeah, that's kind of all I wanted to say in this video. Thank you for tuning in, and please like and subscribe if you're interested in going on this journey with me. Thank you.